All right, this was about the worst prison I was ever in. The worst prison I was ever in. I mean, this joint, they terrorized me. I mean, prison is made to break you, and I'm one that, I pride myself on not being able to be broken. You know what I mean? But this joint here, they broke me. All right. All right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm gonna tell you about the worst prison I was ever in. You know what I mean? This is something that I don't even like to think about because it still brings me nightmares. You know what I mean? And that was way back in 2006. They sent me up to Ray Brook, because I got in a problem in another jail, and I had to set it off and whatever. But I winds up in Ray Brook, When I get up to this joint, right, Ray Brook, right? I get up to this joint, they take me from Lewisburg to Ray Brook. That was like a 15, 16-hour ride, and we was going upstate New York. This is way up by Canada. They put me on a bus, right? They put me on a bus day before Thanksgiving. They had a special trip just to send me there. All right, let me tell you how I got the special trip. I get to where did I come from? Wherever I came from, I wound up in Lewisburg. You know what I mean? And I'm on my way to a medium, and they got what they call the airlift. So they take me to the airlift in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and as soon as we land, this little fat white older man comes on the plane, and he looked familiar. I remember him from when I was in Lewisburg, and I allegedly stabbed the two police back in 1995. You know what I mean? So I already knew that, damn, I'm ducking my head. I'm in the chair, I'm handcuffed and shackled, and I'm ducking my head. I don't even want to see this dude, And sure enough, he gets on the bus and he calls out my whole government name. You know what I mean? Nobody comes off the plane. But as soon as he get off, before anybody get off, they call my government name, and I stand up and I walk to the front. The dude is there, I'm handcuffed to the front and the back, and he grabbed me by my shackles. We got what they call a black box. It looked like this. You know what I mean? The handcuffs go between it so you can't move your hands, and you stuck like this. You can't even, use the bathroom to take a pee. You understand? Because you can't move. All you can move is your fingers. And you know what I mean? You can't even pull your pants down to use the bathroom to take a pee. And, you definitely don't want them helping you. So 9 times out of 10, if you had to pee, you peed on yourself on the plane. You know what I mean? Or peed all over the goddamn back bathroom that smelled like crap when you go in there. But he grabbed me by the handcuffs and he just yanked me. I mean, he yanked me so hard, I felt like one of those cartoon characters when they grab them by the belt buckle and they upper body go back. You know what I mean? And they lower body go back and just their waistline come forward like whoop. You know what I mean? And the handcuffs, they can't move, but it scratched up my wrist so bad. And I just looked at him and I knew it was behind, that alleged stabbing on the two police. That was back in 95, so we talking about, 11 years later. So he takes me there and he brings me and he puts me in the basement, you know what I mean, in the prison. But let me tell you about on the way to the prison. Yeah, I mean, just to let you know. I felt real good about this one. I think you're going to enjoy this one. Now, we on the bus, and there was a dude on the bus that was nervous. So when people get nervous, they do some crazy shit. You know what I mean? So he's on the bus, he's nervous, so all he's doing, he's talking about, yeah, when I go there, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this. And he's talking all this crazy talk, and he's talking about, I'm going to stab this one and that one. But everybody know Lewisburg is like one of the worst prisons in America. So we know, my nigga, you're not doing all of that, when you get to Lewisburg. But he's psyching himself up for getting off the bus. So then this other dude, he's sitting there, he laughing at him. He laughing, he behind his back. So the dude peeks him laughing, and we all laughing with the dude that's laughing at him, but we not letting him see the dude who he's laughing at, seeing us laugh because we know that he's a lunchbox from the way he's trying to psych himself up for when he get there. So now we get there, they put us all in the cage. So of course they take me on first and they put me in the cage. So when they put me in the cage, they start bringing the other people off. They put them in the cage. Now it's about 30, 40 of us in the cage, and they take the handcuffs off. So, I'm sitting down and, I'm in the back of the joint because, you never know when you're going to run into somebody that, you got a beef with or whatever, and you ain't trying to be on the front of the gate to call no police, like help, help. We don't call the police for nothing. So I go play the back of the wall, and I got my back on the wall, and I'm sitting back, and I got my gangster on, and I'm just, you know what I mean? So now I'm watching my surroundings to see if one of my, future potential or, present enemies come in. And I see this dude pacing back and forth, and he's, he got the mean mug, and this how he's pacing, and he's walking around the whole circumference of the joint, And the dude that was laughing at him, he's still laughing at the dude, but, he wants our attention because that's how he's dealing with his nervousness by trying to laugh at this dude's, mental illness. You know what I mean? So the dude goes in the back to use the bathroom. Remember I told you we can't use the bathroom on the plane. He goes in the back to finally take a pee. So as soon as he goes and he, pulls his pants down a little bit to, to urinate, the lunchbox, he walked behind him and just cold, boop. He hit him so hard, man, his fist hitting his face sound like you hitting a sledgehammer on concrete, like boom. I said, oh man. I felt chills in my body because I know the pain that he was experiencing. You understand what I'm saying? So when he hit the ground, this dude just starts stomping him on his face and stomping him and stomping him. So now, nobody can call the police because, in the prison that's considered ratting, And we damn sure didn't want the dude to kill the dude with the dude in the cell because now they're going to lock all of us up for investigation to try and get us to break and tell them what happened to testify against the dude for dying for stomping him out in the face. You know what I mean? So we all praying the police come by. You know what I mean? So out of nowhere, the dude that he's stomping, he jumped up, like he had a seizure. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. You ever seen a cat get hit by a car? Now, this is the funniest thing ever, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, come on. Yeah, calm down. I know, whoa. Relax, y'all, relax. Check it out. All right. Now, if y'all ain't see this, you know what I mean? If y'all ain't see this, I'm going to give you a little description. I'm sitting there in front of Mecca, and I'm smoking a spliff. I'm just chilling. I'm drinking a Guinness Stout, getting ready. You know what the Guinness Stout do to the man's middle section, when you're in your 20s. So I'm smoking a joint, drinking a Guinness Stout, and I see this cat crossing the street, and the car comes zooming up the block, and the cat stopped, stuttered, and wanted to run back to the other side, but tried to go back to where he was going, and the car just kept going and hit the cat. The cat went way up in the air, and when the cat hit the ground, it just laid there like it was dead. Boom. And then, you say, oh, man, that motherfucker killed the cat. Then the cat jumped up, boop. He just jumped up out of nowhere and took off running a little sideways because he was discombobulated. You know what I mean? But that's how my man was when he hit the ground. You understand what I'm saying? He laid there while dude stomping him all in the face, and then he just jumped up and started screaming. So now the police run over, they look, they see him, they come in, they tell us all to get against the wall, they grab the lunchbox, they grab him, they take him out. So now when they do that, they looking to see if they had a separatiste because they normally got like 5 different cages and they got everybody's jacket to know who's potential enemy, future enemy, or whatever enemy. So they like, where did they screw up to put 2 potential enemies in the joint together? They don't know that this is a beef that was created from this dude laughing at the lunchbox. You understand what I'm saying? So now while they checking the name to see who's who, now they see my name and say, oh my God, we got Unique in here. Not the one that, want to allegedly stab 2 of us, So they come in and they call my name and they take me out and they put me in another part of the jail. They put me over by G Block. You know what I mean? G Block. G Block is where they kept the Cubans. You remember, if y'all seen Scarface, with the refugees when they came over and they locked them up. And, they put them in little refugee camps and then they interviewed them before they let them out. Certain ones that was murderers and rapers and they charged it was too violent. They sent them to Lewisburg prison and they put them in G Block, which is one separate hole that they kept them in. And this was all the way back in the 80s. And we talking about now in the 90s and the 2000s, they still in this cage after 20 years. They don't have a charge, never even touched American soil. But just because Castro put them on a plane and sent them to America, you know what I mean? And they didn't want to let them out. They had the right under their laws to keep them there indefinite. So we talking about 2 decades in a cage. So now they put me over there, you know, with the Cubans. You know what I mean? So I'm over there with the Cubans, and you know, I was there back in the day. So I used to send the Cubans, you know, we had cigarettes we were selling back then. So they'll holler out the window to anybody, and you know, being that I'm old convict, you know, me and a couple other brothers, we'll send them over whatever they need. They be like, we need deodorant, we need this. We find out what I sell, we send it in. So I run into a couple of them that I know from back then. So when they see me, they said, man, I heard you stabbed 2 police, you know, doing that situation back then. You know, why they got you here? You know, I've seen them, they telling me, I've seen them do all types of stuff, you know, to people to get vendettas. Be careful while you're here. Because they looking out for me because, like I said, I looked out for them back then and sent them commissary while they was in the hole. So now, you know, they put me in a cell with my man, Sebastian. I did a live with him. They put me in a cell with Sebastian. Then they come back at 1 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning. They come back with about 10, 15 big ass lumberjack looking Europeans with big beards. Look like they from the backwoods of nowhere. You know what I mean? But they come and they knock on my door 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and they call me out, Unique, cuff up. I mean, cuff up. You know what I mean? To go where? You know what I mean? They said, nah, I don't know. We moving you. I said, man, I'm not moving out this cell. Not at no 1 o'clock in the morning with you big racist out there. Get away from my cell. You know? So they get the lieutenant and all these people. They come down there and they said, well, if you don't come out, we coming in. Now, why they had to say that? You understand what I'm saying? So when you come, you get these little combs. You know what I mean? You get these little plastic combs they give you. You're supposed to close, you know, the most you can do is comb your beard. You can't even comb nigger naps with it. It's no good for nigger naps, but it's enough to go through your beard. So they give us the combs, so I accumulated a few combs, and you know, I done melt them together, and I done made it into a knife just in case a little enemy run into me or something. I wasn't even really thinking about using it on them. I figured they're gonna keep me in the cage, I'm gonna be all right. But now they came, I got my little joint, so when they say cuff, I said, I ain't going nowhere. So I stand up, I say, man, I'm not moving. You know what I mean? Y'all got to come in and get me, you know? And I'm in there with my man, Sebastian. Sebastian, good dude. Excellent dude. Big shout out to Sebastian. Big shout out to Sebastian. All right? Sebastian, I did not tell you all relax. Let me get to the story. Now, Sebastian, he from Brooklyn, official dude. Now, I was telling Sebastian what happened when I was there last time and that I ain't supposed to be there. And when every time the police come by to make count, you know, I played it off, put my head down like I'm reading so they don't look in my face and So when they come tell me to cuff up and I refuse to cuff up, they told me they coming in to extract me from the cell. I said, okay, well, you're going to have to extract this knife from your neck. You understand what I'm saying? So when I did that, Sebastian jumped up, my homie, you know what I mean? And said, nah, you not coming in here. You understand what I'm saying? You know, if you coming in here, you know, we gonna have to defend ourselves. And I don't even know this brother from a can of paint. I just met him when they put me in the cell. And this is how official the brother was. He stood up and let him know, nah, I'm not, he not going nowhere. So me and him toe to toe waiting on these big Europeans to open the door, these big lumberjack racist ass crackers. You know what I mean? Yeah, I said crackers. I ain't talking about white people. I'm just talking about the government officials that was old backwoods racist crackers. That's the difference, because we already know all white people ain't crackers. Now, let me get to the point. So now, when they come and they see me and Sebastian hold me down, I don't know the brother. But this is how convicts do. See, there's a difference between an inmate and a convict. An inmate does what he's told to do. You know what I mean? But a convict does what he wants to do. You understand? So y'all remember that. You know what I mean? I've never been an inmate. You know what I mean? That's why my mentality was good. I came home and I took over to YouTube. I got back in the groove, found my lane, found my hustle. Big shout out to the convicts. You know what I mean? Big shout out to the convict. All right, calm down. That's what I'm saying. You know, I had a convict mentality. So convict mentality, he gets prepared for war. I knew it was a war on drugs. That's when they locked me up. That's why when they killed my brother, gave him 2 to the head, brought the pictures, laid it out with his brains blown out, and tried to get me to show some type of emotion. That's why when they brought him, tried to show some type of emotion, I wasn't trying to hear none of that crap. You understand what I'm saying? I wouldn't allow them to see me cry or none of that because I know that my brother was just a casualty of war. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Some live, some die. You know what I mean? He was one that died. Love him to death, my twin brother, rest in peace. But that's what it is. Just like if they was to kill me in the cell, alhamdulillah, they killed me in the cell. I died during the time of war, but I died an honorable man because I fought till my last breath. Now, that's why I tell you youngins, don't get involved in this street stuff because you don't want this mentality. You know what I mean? Trust me, you don't want this mentality because that's why I'm telling you that these prison stories is my therapeutic outlet. You know what I mean? To release it from my mind because it screwed me up so much that I have hot sweats at night in 2023 from incidents that happened all the way back in 93. You understand what I'm saying? We're talking about 30 years I'm still being haunted. So if you youngins want this, and that's why I wear my glasses, because more times I get to tearing up. Like right now, I'm getting a little emotional, even thinking about it right now. But I think y'all really need this, so that's why I'm giving it to you. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's where we at, man. You know, so we up in the joint. So they left, you know, and me and Sebastian, we sat down and, you know, good brother. You know, so he said, yo, you know they're not going to stop till they get you up out of here and kill your ass. You know what I mean? He said, but, you know, we're going to wait till in the morning. In the morning, they're going to have the captain review with the captain, the lieutenant, and, you know what I mean, and all the big wigs and the warden and everybody's going to walk through. And then they're going to file protocol because, you know, if they kill you up in here and they do a lawsuit, all their names go on it. So once they recognize you here, they have to play fair. So sure enough, they come walking through. So when they come walking through, they see me and they said, what are you doing here? I said, I don't know. I'm going to a medium, but you got me in the maximum security unit with the Cubans. You understand what I'm saying? And people that got disciplinary segregation. And I got administrative transfer. From doing good, I'm supposed to be going to a medium. So he said, what's your name? I wanted to tell him, you know what my damn name is. You know what I mean? But, you know, all of them was there, and right now I got to play by their rules. So I gave him my name. He looked. He said, oh, you're right. Come on, pack your stuff on. We're going to move you upstairs. And I said, okay. He said, the officer's going to come back to move you upstairs. So I said, I'm going to tell you like this. Ain't nobody coming back to move me nowhere. If you're going to move me, you're going to move me right now yourself because you're making the call. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, they look, and one of them whispered in his ear, and he must have told him, oh, that's the asshole that stabbed 2 of us back in 95. You know what I mean? So he tell him, come on. They moved me upstairs. So now I get upstairs, and while I'm upstairs in the joint, I'm trying to duck every time, you know, one of the lieutenants or something come by because those are the ones was there the longest, and I know that they'll recognize me. You know what I mean? So now they come, after they move me upstairs, they come walk through again, and now the captain joined them. And the captain was like a regular CO back then, because we talking about like over a decade ago, but he done made it up to captain. So everybody walking through, and, you know, they walk by, and I'm sitting up in between. They had a bunch of bunk beds, you know what I mean? And I'm in between 2 bunk beds, but sitting against the wall, and I'm just chilling, trying to stay out the way while they walking. So when they come by, I was going to just put my head down like I'm reading, you know what I mean? But this captain saw me from across 2 rows of bunk beds, and he came running through that goddamn row of bunk beds, went right up in my face. He said, what the hell are you doing in my prison? You never allowed to come to Lewisburg Penitentiary again after your actions here in 1995. Now, who screwed up and brought you here? I said, man, I don't know what you talking about, you know? He said, hold up. So now the warden and them that moved me up there, they walked around now, because like I said, he cut through 2 rows of bunk beds. So they see the engagement that's going on. So now he tells them straight up, this piece of shit stabbed 2 of us back in 1995, started a big riot and, you know, shot tear gas in there on him, and he made a bomb out the fan, and, you know, he fought us back and had a bunch of his people fighting us back. He's not allowed to come in here. And they said, oh, my God. You know what I mean? They said, okay, well, I tell you what, pack your shit, you out of here in the morning. And the morning was Thanksgiving Eve. So everybody's like, man, they ain't gonna move nobody. They've been up there waiting like 2 months because they try and get enough people to go on a bus because that's the only federal jail they got way up there, by the Mohawk Mountains by Canada. You know what I mean? So people been waiting to leave. But they called an emergency transfer and put everybody they had on the bus and brought us in. They take me out. They got me handcuffed and chained to the back of the bus. You know what I mean? And it was freezing. They kept the AC on the bus. It was like 10 degrees out. They kept the AC on the bus and got me with cold handcuffs with a little hospital shirt. You know the shirts you see the dudes or the females wear in the hospital with the sleeves out in the V-neck? I got on one of them in 10 degrees weather on the bus with AC driving for 15 hours up the highway. You know what I mean? And they got me chained to a metal, railing right behind, the driver so my hands can't move, being that they said that, my hands, was anti-government. You know what I mean? So that was the excuse they used. Right now, as I talk to you, all on my wrists, you know what I mean? All on my wrists, you can see black marks. You run into me if I go somewhere, ask to see the marks. I got the marks on my wrist right now as we speak. So this is the trauma that I'm trying to tell you youngins don't get involved in, that it's not worth it. Because every time I look at that wrist, I remember the crap these Europeans put me through in their prison. You know what I mean? So we get there. So as soon as we get there, about 5 minutes from the jail, I see them on. It was a walkie-talkie that had a cell phone on. This before the big cell phone boom. At this time, I think they still had Boost Mobile out there where you say, chirp, chirp, you there? And all that. But it was a regular walkie-talkie that they could dial a phone number. So they called the prison, and this is the day before Thanksgiving. The captain came in for that prison I was going to, came in on the day before Thanksgiving. He comes in and, he meets the boss, and as soon as we get there, I'm the first one they call off. You understand? So they called me off the bus. I told y'all about this in another story, but, all this coincide with the worst prison. So now they call me off, and they take me off the bus. This is a medium security prison, so everybody's going on the compound. Everybody getting ready to get a good Thanksgiving meal. Everybody going to get to talk to their family for Thanksgiving, and everybody going to get a big bag of food that they give you for the holidays. You know what I mean? But not unique. You know what I mean? They put me in a cell in the in like the basement of Ray Brook. You know what I mean? It felt like the basement because the road started, the land started trickling down. Where the ground was sinking, so it was going like this, and they put me in the last cell. So now, if water comes in, it trickles down into the corner cell where I was at. So now at night it get like 20 below in those cells is what it feel like. You know what I mean? 20 below. So it's nothing but water in there, and they give you some flip-flops. That's why I hate flip-flops. You know what I mean? No disrespect, and I know y'all ain't gonna like me saying this. I think every nigga, you know what I mean? I don't care what the Europeans do. I think every nigga, and I say nigga, you know what I mean, that wear flip-flops in public should be smacked. You understand what I'm saying? Because, big shout out to smacking the flip-flop wears. Big shout out to smacking the flip-flop wears. You know what I mean? Calm down, but I'm dead ass. You know what I mean? We know you got the right to wear what you want to wear. But picture you wearing a pair of flip-flops. You know what I mean? And you see how you look on the news, you see people run up on the sidewalk, run towards people, and they, you know what I mean, they running to get out the way. How the hell is you gonna run with some damn flip-flops on? You know what I mean? I seen on the news, and I know y'all didn't notice it, this is how much I hate flip-flops. I seen on the news when the last dude ran up, I think, with the U-Haul on the sidewalk, you know what I mean? And they showed the area where the joint happened at, yo, when the camera zoomed in, I know I seen a pair of flip-flops. I seen 1 foot of flip-flop on the ground. I said, dumb nigga, I hope he got hit by that goddamn U-Haul. You know what I mean? Yeah, hate me for saying it. You know what I mean? I said 1 flip-flop was on the joint. You understand? So that means the nigga had to get up out his flip-flops. So why you had to go outside in flip-flops? And it's winter. Listen, never should you be that comfortable that you walking around in some damn flip-flops in the hood. Never. And I know a lot of people don't agree with this, but I know a lot of people, my gangsters, agree with me with what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You in the hood, you selling, your drugs, you doing whatever. You just hanging out on the block, and you got on a pair of flip-flops, and a nigga start to bussin'. How the hell is you gonna run in flip flops? And then the stupidest shit I ever seen ever. I'm driving down the street the other day. I seen a dude, you know what I mean, wearing a big ass, boss winter jacket with the fur and the big hat, you know what I mean? And he got on the cargo pants, and then he got on sweat socks and a pair of flip flops. Where did they do that? How did America turn to niggas wearing flip flops in public and in the winter? What the hell is going on here? Y'all don't see the twisted. They got y'all so relaxed. Y'all think that they got you safe and you could wear flip flops in public. Now, I'm with my man one day. We go out to a big restaurant, big burly dude. You know what I mean? I don't want to say his name. He know what I'm talking about because he watched my channel, him and his girl. But him and his girl out there, if you go to my Instagram, I put it up on the joint. It's on my Instagram in one of my older pictures. You want to go see who it is. I just don't name drop. But we out, my man, we in the parking lot, and he got on a pair of flip-flops, and he with his girl. You know what I mean? So I said, my nigga, you know what I mean? If a nigga grabbed your girl's ass right now, how you gonna defend her in flip-flops? Oh, I'm gonna kick out the flip-flop. Okay, and if the nigga like you, nigga, he just gonna step on your toes with his Timberlands. You know what I mean? It's worse than hitting you in your nuts. You know what I mean? You don't see the disadvantage in flip-flops out here and you with your girl. At all times when you got your woman who's your queen, you're supposed to be suited and booted and ready to protect and give your life to defend your wife, your children, and your loved ones. So if you out there walking with your kids with flip-flops, man, to me, that's my opinion. Y'all can hate me for saying it. If you out there walking around in flip-flops and you got your children with you, you don't care about your kids, man. Because you can't protect them. There's no way you can protect your kid in flip-flops. They stop it. You know what I mean? No way. But anyway, let me get back to the story. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's my psychological trauma from being in jail. Because I seen dudes walking around with flip-flops in the prison. The dude, start fighting, beating up, one of his homies. You know what I mean? And he's standing there watching, thinking everything is good, eating his popcorn with his flip-flops on. You know what I mean? And then the dude that's beating up his homie walk over and cold cock him. Bust him in his head, the nigga fall out of flip-flop. I mean, flip-flops everywhere, just flying up in the air. Could you just see that? Just flip-flops all up in the air. And this dude is just stomping them all on his feet. He's not even stomping them in his head. He's just stomping them on his feet for being so damn stupid for wearing flip-flops in public. So these are some of my psychological traumas. That's why I tell the youth, don't go to prison. You don't want to wind up with this twisted mentality where but anyway, so they give us flip-flops and Ray Brook. See why I went back? Hit the like button, hit the share button, the Cash App on the screen. I know you loving the story. You know what I mean? The Cash App is up there. I don't care if it's $1, $5, like Pretty Gangster said, $10 ain't gonna hurt nobody. If it is, there's other channels. You know what I mean? Because you want something for nothing. And this is America. The game is to be sold, not told. All my gangsters understand that, and that's all I got on this channel is gangsters. And I want to thank my gangsters for the donation, because that's how I got this wonderful studio. And even my man Al Raw gave me this outfit. Make sure you check him out, Al Raw, you know what I mean, on Instagram. ALRAH. Big homie from Newark. But see, that's how we look out for each other. You understand what I'm saying? You like the content, give $1. I go to my man Bootsy channel. Make sure you check out my man over there at Street Knowledge Podcast. I go to Street Knowledge Podcast and I see he doing something that I'm enjoying. I'm going to send him a Cash App. Because that's what you do. You go to a restaurant you like with the service, you give a tip. You go to a strip club, she got a fat ass, she bouncing up and down on the wood, boop, 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 boop. You know what I mean? You give her a tip. No problem. But your man in jail, and you tell him, yo, you went hard, homie. You official nigga. But you don't even send him no money. Then you got your man come out of jail after 26 years giving you this good content, you know what I mean? And you say, man, I love your channel, man. You're doing your thing. You know how many praises I get when I go out about my channel? You know what I mean? And you know what I tell him? Nigga, where the Cash App at? Show your appreciation, nigga. I don't want to hear about it. You know what I mean? Put your money where your mouth is. But anyway, let's get back to Ray Brook. You see the way I dance and I roll with this? People I can take notes, So now, I'm in the corner cell, they give me some goddamn flip-flops. The water run down, it's freezing cold. It feel like 20 degrees below zero in that joint at night. So now I'm in the corner cell, and the water turns to ice. Now, this is when my prostate first started kicking in, where, when your prostate kick in, you start going to the bathroom multiple times. You can't hold your urine during the night. When you lay down, you think you urinated. You empty one side of the bladder. You lay down, get comfortable, and the other side got to go. And you play all night going one bladder to the next, one half of the bladder to the next half of the bladder, and you're going back and forth. Now, picture doing that in a 20-degree below cell with a pair of goddamn rubber flip-flops. You understand what I'm saying? Rubber flip-flops, that's frozen. It's frozen because it's in 20 degrees and it's sitting in water all day. So I had to put my foot in the flip-flop, go over there. And then to make it even worse, I'm going to give you another one. That's why I hated this prison. That's why this is one of the worst prisons I was in. Then when you go over there, the way we do it is we either take a towel. I like my little props. I don't have a towel around. But I got this. We take the little towel. You know what I mean? So we take the little towel and we put it on top of the toilet in the back. And then we overlap this part and overlap that part so it goes down, you know what I mean, to cover up the side where your thighs are going to go. Because they got metal toilets and metal sinks in 20-degree weather. Metal toilet. Now, you got to use the bathroom, and you pull your pants down, and you got to sit down on metal. I mean, you sit down and your ass cheeks and thighs stick to this metal goddamn toilet, but you got to go to the bathroom. So now you feel like you back in Jamaica, Cuba, Mexico, some old third world country where you got to stand up over the toilet like this and cock back because you don't want to get splinters from the wood. You know what I mean? That's over the outdoor toilet. You know what I mean? But it's how they got us living in prison in America, man. So it's so goddamn cold. So what I had to do, because the towel gets wet when you put it up there. You know what I mean? When you put it up there on the thing, you know what I mean? From the moisture of the metal toilet, you know what I mean? It gets in the towel and the towel get wet. Then when you sit down on that, now it feel like you're sitting on ice again. So, I came up with a trick. You get real ingenuitive when you're in prison. So I came up with a trick. And what I did was I took my damn worthless ass flip-flops and I laid it on the seat and I sat on the flip-flops. You know what I mean? So I put the flip-flops and then the towel on top of the flip-flops so that way the flip-flops, would absorb the water and it won't get in the towel and the towel will still be a little warm and it feel good on my thighs when I use the bathroom. Y'all can see this crap I had to go through just to use the bathroom? And y'all tell me you want to break the law and go to prison? And go ahead. You know what I mean? And I'll see you in 30 years, and I hope you got a new space age YouTube channel to tell the youth how stupid you was after listening to Unique Mecca audio warning you about what the hell is on the other side of that goddamn fence behind me. You know what I mean? And this video's about 30 minutes already, but I'm enjoying this one, so I'm giving y'all a bonus. You know what I mean? This is Bonus Wednesday. That's what we're going to call this, Bonus Wednesday. So check, right? So now, that's how I had to go to the bathroom. Then they wake you up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you know what I mean, and tell you, you want to go to rec. It feel like 30 degrees outside, below zero. And you asking me if I want to go out after I've been sitting in this damn ice box. But I do want to go outside and get some fresh air. You know what I mean? So look at the dilemma I got to go through. Do I want to go outside, you know what I mean, and freeze my nigga ass off in what felt like 30 degrees below zero, or do I want to sit in here in this cell that feel like 20 below zero, But I do need to have an old fake ass blanket to put over my shoulders to shiver under. You know what I mean? This is how they had me living. So this is one of the worst jails. But I'm going to speed up to get past this hole. But that was just the whole time over there in the joint. But anyway, so now they let me out, a week after Thanksgiving. So I missed Thanksgiving. They ain't even give me a goddamn. When they brought me my Thanksgiving meal, the shit was cold, and they told me that they ran out of food because they had to feed the compound. And being I was in the shoe, I wasn't entitled to a turkey. You know what I mean? I fast on Thanksgiving anyway, so I didn't give a crap. But picture them coming and telling you on Thanksgiving, hey, nigga, you don't get a turkey because we ran out. We had to feed the good boys. You know what I mean? The good boys is the ones that's on the compound and didn't get in trouble to wind up in this maximum security hole that they got. You know what I mean? So I tell them, I don't eat your crap anyway. Take the damn turkey home and feed your kids, you piece of crap. That was my favorite thing. Every time they gave me trouble about the nasty ass food in the prison, I say, take it home and feed your kids with it. Yo, they hated that. I had one cop said, man, if I wouldn't lose my job, I swear to God, I'll whoop your ass for saying that shit to me about feeding my kids with it. I said, nah, you ain't gonna lose your job. Just come on in my cell. Me and you would handle this one-on-one as a man. Nobody ain't gotta know about it except for them when they see your face all swollen. You know what I mean? Because I got 20 years of backed up aggression that I just want to apply to your face. You know what I mean? So then you could go home and feed that rotten ass turkey to your kids and have them put that fake ass steak that you refuse to give us, that you keep in the officer mess hall, on your swollen eye that I gave you. You know what I mean? That's how I used to tap crack to it. They hated me in the prison. I ain't even gonna front. So when I said, man, they come down and they bring me a bologna sandwich on Thanksgiving. And I wasn't even eating meat. But they bring me a bologna sandwich and a cheese sandwich, and they say, we ran out of turkey. I said, I don't need no turkey anyway. You know what I mean? He said, well, we got some bologna. I said, man, take it home and give it to your kids. You know what I mean? He was so goddamn mad. I watched that cracker turn beat red looking at me. You know what I mean? I said, go feed it to your damn kids. As a matter of fact, give it to your mama, nigga. Get away from my door. I don't want nothing from you. You know? So now the next morning after Thanksgiving, they come, they said, we was going to let you out when you talk about go feed the turkey to our kids. I said, yeah, it's going to take them little fat, starving, European backwoods country, you know what I mean, a week to digest that nasty-ass cheese and bologna anyway, and that fake-ass turkey y'all process. You know, that's how I used to talk crap to them. Hey, well, you're going to stay back here another week. I said, why don't you make it another month? You know what I mean? I kind of like the chilled effect. I like to work out, you know what I mean, in the cold. Because like during the day, I take my jumpsuit and I just got on my underwear. It's freezing in the cell. I take my jumpsuit off and I lay down and I put it in a way where I could stand by the feet and, I could get down and do my burpees, but have my hands on the top shoulder parts of the joint. So every time they came around, I'm in the cell doing burpees. Y'all seen the pictures of me when I was in prison, cut up like a bag of dope. I mean, six-pack looked like something that was drawn on me. I'm gonna have to put some pictures up, let you see what my joint looked like. I still got the six-pack, still in great shape. They all say, oh, Unique, you lost weight. Nah, nigga, I'm back to my normal weight. I'm back to fighting weight. I'm back to kicking the young nigga ass weight. That's the weight I'm at. Big shout out to kicking the nigga ass weight. You know what I mean? Big shout out, big shout out. You know what I mean? Big shout out. Calm down, y'all. Calm down. But I'm dead ass, though. You had to be ready for war at all time when you in the prison. I found you in there. We get up every morning, suit and boot, and go work us. I'm working out in this ice box. They tell me I got to sit back there another week. I said, give me another month. You know what I mean? Give me another month. I want to work on my abs a little more. You know what I mean? That's how I used to talk crap to them. You know what I'm saying? A week later, they came. They got tired of it. They let me out. So I'm out there about a week longer now. So this is my first week on the compound. Now they call me up to the SIS office. I go in the SIS office. They got 100 TV monitors watching every part of the damn jail. You know what I mean? It looked like they was watching, like they was monitoring Fort Knox or a casino in Vegas looking for cheaters at the crap table or something. That's how they monitoring us. And they listening to every phone call. You know what I mean? So when I go up in there, the man said, sit down, Unique. So I sat down. He said, yo, I'm going to tell you like this. You know what I mean? You ain't supposed to be here. They allowed you to come here. We didn't want to put you on the compound. They said only way to transfer you is to put you on the compound, and then we could put you back in the hole to transfer you. I said, I'm back on your compound, so put me in the hole and get me the hell out this ice box. You know what I mean? Because this time I lost my visit for 18 months anyway, and it's fucking 10 hours from New York City up to this jail. So I'm like, nah, you know what I mean? Just transfer me there. And they said, nah, here. And they gave me a little card. You know what I mean? They gave me a little index card, and it had number 93 on it. So I remember that my number is 93. I said, what is this for? He said, every hour you have to find the police, report to him, and give them your number, and they're going to call All Sable. Y'all in Ray Brook know about All Sable in the check-in. You know what I mean? They said, every hour, I have to find the police, you know what I mean, and give them this number so they'll know where I'm at in the prison. You understand? I said, but this is a medium, and I came here for doing good. He said, yeah, but, we don't trust you. First of all, you're a kingpin. We put all our kingpins on this. You know what I mean? Second of all, you stabbed two, police in Lewisburg. You know what I mean? He said, third of all, you know what I mean? You got in another situation in the other joint where they couldn't contain you that I'm not even going to get into. You know what I mean? But bottom line is, your number is 93. See you in an hour. You know what I mean? So I go out and I do my thing. Now, remember, this is 2 weeks before Christmas. So I lasted a good 2 weeks out there checking in every hour playing that game. And then now on Christmas Eve, I go up there and I gave the officer my number. I said 93 checking in, I'm in the wreck. I was in the wreck with my man Big Team from 112th Street. Big shout out and rest in peace to Team. Big shout out and rest in peace to Team. Big shout out, calm down. Big shout out and rest in peace to the brother Team. from 112th Street, no fear. He was working in the weight room giving out the equipment, So he was cool with the police in there, and he saw how they kept harassing me every time I check in. They said I didn't check in. You know what I mean? In between that 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks on the card, I got locked up twice because they said I didn't check in when I checked in. You know what I mean? So Team hollered at his boss, the supervisor, in the rec and told him what was going on. And he was on some convict time because he dealt with the men like Team, Big Un, you know what I mean, and everybody else. So when he does that, the rec dude said, whenever you get whenever your 2 hour come up, whenever you anywhere near this rec, you come to me and I'll call them in and I'll let them know that you here. And they're not going to play no games with me and say you didn't call in. So I did that for a minute. That worked. And then Christmas Eve, you know what I mean? They went to the rec to the same dude. He called me in, told him, 93s here at the rec. He said, all right, check. So he said, you sure you got it? He said, I sure I've got it. You know what I mean? 10 minutes later, they called me to the lieutenant office. I said, what is this about? You know what I mean? They said, you didn't check in. I said, nah, I checked in. The rec dude called. I heard him double checking. They said, yeah, da. He said, well, you didn't check in. I said, what? He said, man, cuff him up. They didn't want to hear nothing. I said, cuff him up. So they just cuffed me up and, you know what I mean, walked me up the compound and had me with my hands behind my back. You understand what I'm saying? And they got my head down like, you know what I mean? My head was down on my knees. You understand what I'm saying? That's how hard they pulling these handcuffs up to the back and dragging me like an old runaway slave. You know what I mean? This the psychological trauma, youngins, that I have to deal with up to this day as I speak to you. That's why I say, send a nigga a Cash App and stop faking. Mecca what? Mecca audio. All right, because we're going to bounce back and show them that we can win. They can't stop us. Now, right now, I've been on long enough. I don't know where I'm at. I'm going to stop it here. If you want part 2, want me to finish the rest of the story about the worst prison I was in, let me know, because I got things to do today. And, you know what I mean? We got to make sure things happen. All right. Now, let's go. I'm going to tap out, hit the Cash App. Oh, yeah, my man Jimmy Fingers. All you have to do, everybody that's looking, is type in your text anyone, freejimmyfingers.com and send it. Once you send it, it'll turn into a link. You'll see my man Jimmy Fingers. He doing 6 life sentences and 300 years. You know what I mean? He went in at 22. He's getting ready to turn 50. He's been in 28 years. He's been programming. He's ready to come out here and do the right thing like me. Look how it done turned out from allegedly stabbing 2 police, going through all that crap, living in ADX for 5 years, bringing dope in the prison, doing everything, to turning my life around where now I'm helping the youth to know that you don't want to be psychologically screwed up like my black ass for making the bad choices that I made. You know what I mean? And we trying to bring Jimmy Fingers out here. And my man Goldie Dobie from DC. I'm going to play a Jimmy video from Goldie Dobie so you introduce you to another gangster out of DC that's trying to get home. He got 50 years. But anyway, back. FreeJimmyFingers.com turns into a link. Sign the petition. Please represent the homie. Let's keep it 100. Now, I'm going to put this joint up here. I want to put the joint up with the pictures. So I'm going to make sure I get an outro with the pictures so you can see how my team celebrated for the holiday. You know what I mean? Okay, here it is right here. Let's go. So now, anyway, remember, freejimmyfingers.com. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the Cash App is on the screen, and that's my Instagram. Let's make this thing work, keep this movement going. Mecca what? Mecca audio.
Cheers. Toast the crime.
What?
Fresh out the can of 26, yeah. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. Yeah. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go on visit. Then you could consider yourself linked in. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops make an audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.